A dictatorial regime or government must tell lies and falsify stories when it faces the struggle between human lives and personal political futures. Because there is no accountability, the worst aspects of human nature will be revealed. And the dictatorial government usually has no accountability and is good at covering itself up. At the end, the person with the most power will escape all responsibilities. That's why people take chances. This is an inevitable result. This is why we must annihilate the Chinese Communist Party and give the Chinese people a democratically elected, one-person, one-vote government. Whether COVID-19 is a natural disaster or a man-made one, a dictatorial government must report good news only to continue fooling its people and playing with their will. I heard this extraordinary example from a certain CCP's cadre from Hunan, with whom I am very familiar. He said that he would report to the Central Committee at a meeting to ask the head of the party to be at ease. The people of Hunan, who have a long history of patriotism for the country and the party, will follow the party's instructions and absolutely stand with the party while facing this catastrophe in history. We will do what the party tells us to do and say what the party tells us to say. We control the so-called narratives of the people and the opinions of the public. Let the disaster become the pride of Hunan. I was pissed off after hearing this. Fellow fighters, at this very moment, the officials of Hunan province are still selling out the safety and interests of its people. What did it mean to control the narratives of the people? What did he mean to listen to and stand with the party? That's the party that decides how many people die and blames all this on God. Then, it will say that the disaster relief was great and timely. During the 17 hours since the disaster began, no more than 500 people have stepped forward to help. Millions of people were affected, but the officials announced a 180-member team and a 110-member team. Did you notice that? Together, there were less than 500 people to help Hunan, a place where the population is 100 million. Can you tell me how the CCP helped with the disaster? It shut down all mobile communications, the Unicom. The Unicom numbers of the so-called Hunan Provincial Party Committee and the provincial government's officials were all on, but the numbers of ordinary people were all disconnected. How many people would be killed when Unicom disconnected people's mobile phones to prevent people from telling the truth? How much would this delay the chance of saving lives? Has anyone thought about that? Was this a man-made disaster? Wasn't this a man-made disaster? This is the so-called wonderful tradition of Hunan's officials, listening to the party, sealing the people's mouths, and standing with the party. Hunan is indeed a place like this. I told you that the poorest province was the one that paid the most public grain and taxes. Hunan was where its officials took people's money, grain, and future as a token of their own promotion. Even before their bodies were found, they had made decisions for the families of the dead. They listened to the party in all matters. If the party says we're dead, we're dead. If the party says we're not dead, we're not dead. And we even have to thank the party for letting my family die. In the future, you'll have to face the camera and pretend to be touched by the fact that a few more of your family members died as a result of the armed police rescue, right? How evil is this party? How evil is this party? Fellow fighters, it's not just about getting rid of it but annihilating or ending it. It's the CCP that commits genocide in Xinjiang and is committing genocide in Zhengzhou now. In any natural disaster, the government has the right and duty to do anything to help and must not cover up the truth. The government has to make the right decisions, delaying all possible chances to save lives from natural catastrophes. Such a government must be held accountable, and this is no different from a war crime. To anyone with conscience, do you think this is normal?